Hey everybody, this is Corey Salted True Floyd, and this is the Amerime Junkies podcast. Today we've got Comic Boss with us and a very special guest, Hell Spawned Cosplay. We're going to be sitting down talking with him. It's going to be a good time. Let's go. Hey everybody, it is the Amerime Junkies. Of course, the biggest boss, Comic Boss, he's in the building. Can
His mic's muted.
that too. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
No, because he looks like Mitch McConnell.
Oh shit!
Why is he frozen like that?
He has that look like he's just seeing Two Girls, One Cup for the first time.
Ah! There he is.
There he goes.
As soon as you say Two Girls, One Cup, he snaps out of it.
Oh man, I like the way this is starting.
Listen, if y'all said anything, I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. So if I said anything, I didn't hear anything I just said until you
that
said
only
Two Girls,
makes
One
it
Cup.
funnier.
I'm like, oh.
That only makes it funnier. But it's Comic Boss. Say hello, man. Just gonna throw gang signs. That's what we're doing today. Oh man.
There you go.
You gotta refresh your router, my guy.
Misfortune. But also here today we got Demetrius Holt, aka Hell Spawned Cosplay.
Evening. How you feeling?
Feeling good. You've got so many things going on. Of course, I'm Corey Salted True Floyd, but we're here to talk to you about you, what you do, and what you're doing now. First question right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
When did you realize you were a nerd?
I think it was the first time I got beat up. I think yeah. I think wearing the X-Men shirt in the second grade back in 1992 was not the move, for some folks back in the day. So I think that was when I was first it was first put to my attention that I was not of the norm. So that was before, 1992 was before everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's.
I mean, we had cartoon stuff, but as far as like the mainstream and the and the zeitgeist that was like the MCU, nah, that didn't happen until 2008.
Yeah, I'm about to say the only Marvel movie that happened by that time is the Fantastic Four movie that no one ever saw.
Wait, didn't that come out in like 1994? Roger Corman one?
I don't know. It looks like it could have been 1992 for all we know.
Don't let me come on your show and I'll geek you.
Hey, listen. I've watched the catastrophe about 2 times on YouTube. I can't tell you what year it was, but
it was horrible.
It was so bad. I swear it was so bad. I swore it could have said produced by Tyler Perry.
Do you think Marvel is gonna make a good Fantastic Four movie?
Yeah. I okay. Here's my take on the Marvel movies. I know there's a lot of people that have been saying that they fell off since they got off in phase 4 and phase 5. I've only seen them as individual issues leading up to an annual. You know what I mean? Like that's how comic books work. And if you chart if you may not like one book because one book may not be for you. You know, Captain Marvel didn't speak to me. Doesn't mean that it was a bad movie or that she was a terrible character. She was written in that specific way for a specific purpose. So therefore, that may not have been for me. Just like how there's a lot of people out there who resonate with Captain America who may not resonate with T'Challa. You know what I mean? That movie just wasn't, or that character just isn't for them. So, they can try and say that it was a bad movie, but they'd have a hard time proving it without showing their racism. So they're kind of boxed
Pretty
in a
much.
corner with that. You know what I mean? But
I have no
I
problem spotting out bad movies, but Marvel
right.
had anything that I would consider a bad movie has only is
Mhm,
something that has recently come out in the last few years. Because there have just bad writing and bad execution. Like
mhm.
and I
Well,
mainly
well, again,
that's
I guess
yeah.
I'll be honest and I say I'm a Marvel apologist. So I kind of remove myself from conversations that try to determine what's a bad Marvel movie when I can accept that some movies are just not for me, as opposed to them being bad movies or bad comic book movies, because it's a comic book movie that's an adaptation from something else. And as soon as you start applying a lot of your own head canon, you're not being true to what
Well,
was
no,
actually put on, you
I
know?
normally go by just filmmaking in general. Like I understand everything is up to adaptation. I'm perfectly fine with
Mhm.
that. But sometimes it's just plain bad filmmaking, writing, and execution.
And that's still a subjective thing though, because art is subjective as all hell. Like you
That's
can be you can be a critic that's had 15 years of experience versus a critic that's had 40 years of experience. Your opinions can wildly, differ, you know, based on the structure of a film versus, the writing or whatever. And yet your opinion's still valid because it's yours based on what you have done with your life. So it's kind of hard to, like, that's why I say it's hard for me to say something was a bad movie or something was written badly or whatever, because again, it's all art. There's a lot of people out there that think that Nicolas Cage is a terrible actor, but then yet there are people who think that he's in his bag when he's acting terribly. You know what I mean? Like, and that makes him a great actor. You see how it's just all over the place. You can't really be too definitive about art. It's
Nicolas
hard.
Cage is a great actor who is just doing him now.
Isn't that what a great actor should be though?
Yes, but when I say just doing him, it's to the point where it's just like, you know what? This script's a little wild, but I'm with it. Like
But I mean
he's
that's
like,
I mean that that's kind of that was Denzel's early career.
true, the mighty
I mean,
Quinn.
virtuosity, my nigga. Like, you know,
Yo,
out of
between
time.
yo, no. Out of time was Denzel like, all right, here we go. All right, time travel. All right, a little bit of science fiction, not too much. I could do that. This is step down from virtuosity. Okay. Oh no, my turtles posters fell. I'll fix it.
Your what
Unfortunate.
poster?
Turtles, Ninja Turtles.
Mm.
But next question. Tell me about your first trip to a convention.
Um, I think my first well, where are you from?
I'm from Philly.
You're from Philly. Okay. There was a a comic book store in in Virginia that was called Another Universe. And when 6 or 7, my mom took me out there to meet Stan Lee, and this was before. I don't think I was too. I think conventions weren't really too much of a thing in like 1990. Maybe for Star Trek, but not so much for all the comic books and stuff like that, right? So
Right.
I want to say that my meeting Stan Lee, and there was another author that was out there now, but I can't think of him now. But yeah, I think that was my first quote unquote convention, because as a comic book store and had like thousands of people there, and
It counts.
yeah, that was like the first time. Yeah, I think that counts. But as an adult, I want to say my first convention was probably Awesome Con 2015. I think it was like the first year it was it had come out in DC, and that was when it was just a lower level of the convention center. It hadn't, and I think that was like the first year, or first or second year that it had been out there. And I think 2 years later, in 2017, it exploded to the entire convention center. And yeah, I think Awesome Con 2015 was my first convention.
They had a wild. They
Yeah,
they had a big pop last year too, didn't they?
they did. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It's especially with the celebrities that came and all that. Yeah, and I was fortunate to be a part of that entire thing. So yeah,
Okay. Okay. So, did you when you did Sunman? Did
I didn't do
you
some man.
ex? No, I'm sorry. I'm saying the wrong name. Think.
Come on, He Man.
Yeah. I don't know why I was just sitting. I'm sitting there. I was sitting there thinking about one of the other champions. I'm like, I feel like that's
Oh, you talking
wrong.
about you talking about this son, man? That's your. I'm sorry. I mean,
He's about
since we're here,
since we're here.
you talking about this son, man? You
Yeah.
know, I got his brother over there too. But anyways, yeah. What's the question?
Did you expect that to go viral the way it did? Like,
No, no. I say it all the time, man. Like, I expected to do that He Man thing one time. One time. I wasn't, because I had, I'm a former amateur bodybuilder, and I've won a couple competitions, and I was thinking, well, all right, well, I'm going to train for this He-Man thing this one good time. I've always wanted to do He-Man, and always wanted to be He-Man, because again, I'm a child of the '80s, born in 1984. My dad used to send VHS tapes of all the different shows that like Silverhawks and Maycross and Transformers and He-Man and stuff on VHS. He's just sending me, and that's what I was watching. Um, so I've been a fan of He-Man since I was like 4. I still got my Castle Grayskull down there. You know what I mean? Like that's where I'm at with it. And so I was thinking, well, this is what I always thought I would look like as He-Man if when I was a child. So that design of that cosplay was what I was thinking of when I was 4. So I said, well, I'm gonna train for it. It's gonna be the one time I do it. And then 5 years later, I'm still doing it. I just didn't expect it. It's just it's just a thing. It's brought me so much, and it brought me the doors of opportunity have opened up on so many levels, and I just never thought I would be where I'm at you know with my career and possible change of careers with Blerd Station, and everything because of He-Man.
Mm, mm. Yeah, because I remember when I
You must be on
first
a
saw that, I
delay.
was,
You must be on a
nah, I'm
lag
here.
or something.
I'm here. Am I just coming through?
Yeah, it takes you a while to respond to me after I speak.
Ah, it'll hopefully he's back there somewhere trying to figure it all out. But that's great. That's fantastic. What are your top 5 non-comic book movies?
Non-comic book movies.
Mhm.
Um, well, Masters of the Universe can't be counted as one.
No, it cannot. It counts.
Independence Day.
Mm.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'll say okay. My personality really was shaped by Will Smith in the '90s because
Wow.
he was Mr. Summer. As far as Independence Day, Bad Boys,
Yep.
and Men in Black. So I
So
gotta
we just gonna
say those
ignore Wild
those are
Wild
like
West?
in there non-comic book movies. Yes, we are.
Continue.
Yes, we are. Um, I don't know. Non-comic book movies. I It's really hard to figure that part out because I don't think I've ever really thought about favorite because that's all that my life has really been steeped in speculative fiction for so long that
Ah.
going to or watching a regular movie just hasn't been a thing.
Well, I
Um,
mean, you still got
I don't know. I
horror,
can't really tell you that.
sci-fi, comedies. Hey.
The thing is, like horror was never really my thing.
Hmm.
I used to be deathly afraid of like Chucky, and I don't fuck with clowns. I just Killer Clowns from Outer Space was just not fun for me. I just don't understand how people can get down with that. I just don't.
So
Um,
Pennywise is a big
Ronald
nope.
McDonald and I would never be friends. Pennywise, I will not float. I would not float. No, no. Um,
Okay.
I don't know. Like as far as comedies go, I mean, I can say the classic shit, like Friday or um,
Shit.
Big Trouble in Little China. Really big inspiration for
Woo.
that one. And I will say also now that I'm thinking about it on that level, Five Deadly Venoms. There we go. But then
Now
also that
that
means I would
is a
also have to
damn
say The
classic.
Last Dragon. Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon. Yeah,
That's
I
another
got the
classic.
snake's mask sitting outside.
Oh man. Okay, so I've been seeing a lot of this Blerd Station stuff you've been talking about. Can let's dive into that. What's going on there? What's Blerd
Okay.
Station?
All right. Blerd Station is a black owned streaming service that focuses specifically on the black nerd. Okay. When we're talking about within the realms of speculative fiction, we're talking about the horror, talking about fantasy, talking about anything from vampires to fairies to werewolves to Gundams to everything across the sun, under the sun, that would help someone escape from reality. That's what Blur Station is about.
Hmm.
We have original intellectual properties or IPs that focus squarely on telling tales that center us at the forefront of stories that have a fantastical sense to them because we don't see ourselves that way. We only see what the mainstream media has black folks be is thug number one, thug number two, or drug dealer one, drug dealer two. You know what I mean? It took until the year of our Lord of 2018 to have a film called Black Panther come out for us to be seen as serious royalty as opposed to what you've seen in Coming to America, back in the early 90s, you know what I'm saying, or the late 80s, excuse me. So it's it's frustrating that that's all that we're seen as. It's frustrating that that's all a lot of people only think that we can be. So it's our it's our responsibility as nerds, as blurs, to show the world just how awesome we can be when we don't have the shackles of white supremacy, placed on us, when we are, you know, thought of as to be less than, not to be as smart, or what was that, that I heard that, oh yeah, a black woman being a super genius just doesn't make any sense type of mentality. So that's where we are with when it comes to Blerd Station. Um, that's the creative side of it. The business side of it for the consumer, the first 100,000 people we get to sign up for $10.99 a month, you become uh, a part owner. You get stock and equity within the company, which is something that no other company out there is doing. You know, well, no, that's not true. You get stock and equity within some companies, but we're the only company that will be paying out dividends while we are in operation. So if you're a
Okay.
stockholder and you're getting a percentage of what we're making, when we hit certain benchmarks, who else is paying you to create for you? No one.
That's fair.
You know what I mean? So we're trying our best to change the narrative on the black community. They think of us as crabs in the barrel. We think of us as crabs in the barrel. What the Blerds can do is change the landscape by fueling black dollars into the black community in every way possible. We complain about not having reparations, for the slavery, for the bullshit that we went through. Okay, let's pay ourselves, right? The 1099 that people pay every month, that goes a piece of that goes to the content creators that are going to be featured on the app, on a monthly basis. You sign up under one of those affinity members, or like you go to Blerd Station, you go to blurdstation.com and you hit join, and you see a list of names and a drop down list. When you select a group of folks or whatever, a piece of and you sign up underneath their name, a piece of your 1099 goes to them every single month. You know,
Mm.
um, that helps fund what stuff they want to create for you. Okay. Then at the end of 36 months, you get the stock and equity option fulfilled, and you are now a permanent part owner of Blerd Station. So, when we are creating this content where we are doing local content, where it's like reality television, or we've got the brand new comic books coming from like Wingless Comics or Midnight Comics, or what I mean, we have several partners coming now that they know what we're offering. It's You're getting a lot of black content, also with the multi-million dollar movies and television shows that we have planned. And how are we funding these multi-million dollar projects? With the 1099 that people are paying every month. There's no overage, there's no like executive fat or anything like that. All that stuff is going straight into the content that you all want, because this is what you're paying for. You know,
Okay.
you pay damn near $20 a month for Netflix, and you only watch 10-15% of what they have available.
This is very true.
Same thing with HBO, same thing with Hulu, but yet if you are joining with Blerd Station, everything on it could very well speak to you because of who we're focusing on. Our niche is you. You are us. We see you as you see yourself. The same way that Tyler Perry focused on the church going black woman. That was his niche. He didn't worry about the rest of us black folks.
Did.
a lot, a lot of everything that he put out there was specifically for them, and that's how he got into the position that he's in, because he stayed consistent and he focused and zeroed in on who his audience was. We're not trying to appeal to everybody. We don't want to. That's not the goal. The goal is to make sure that we are seen. You
Okay.
know, we have we have content creators that are making shows, that their followers on TikTok or on Instagram would want to see. So therefore, those followers would support them by joining up. We're giving them what they want to see. Like,
Okay,
think
okay.
about that.
Question.
Mhm.
Uh, a lot of this kind of reminds me of another project I'm very familiar with, but yours sounds a little bit more wider. Black Sands.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mhm.
what you're saying sounds a lot like him, but it also sounds very, very different. Uh, when it
Okay.
comes to the compare and contrast, what exactly makes you separate from what he has going on?
Well, first and foremost, Black Sands, they don't have any distribution. They have
Mm,
no way to get their content out to you all in the
okay.
way that they say that they were going to. You know,
Mm.
there's been several rounds of fundraising that has occurred, and still he has not been able to meet the goals he said that he was going to be able to meet. Um, we
That is something
specifically,
I've seen. Yeah. Now,
yeah,
now that you, yeah, I've seen so many videos of him about
we're going to make this
investment
anime. We're
rounds,
going to make this anime. We're going to make this
and
anime.
still I know I haven't seen anything. I can't really
Okay,
speak on everyone
so
else.
moving on, like thing is, if we specifically are different because we don't have rounds of investment. We have this one large round of getting as many subscribers as possible, hopefully 100,000 subscribers by the end of October, that will fully fund us. If we don't meet that number, we have contingency plans to not have to fundraise on that level anymore. You know, we will still be able to put out content, but not to the degree that we want to. The goal is 100,000 to make sure that everything is funded. When I say everything, I'm talking about every one of the potential partners that we have slated out for them to have certain number of episodes, certain amount of seasons, and all this other stuff. But if we don't make that full 100,000, subscriber number, we can't make the full commitments possible. So we'll have to readjust,
I
and
mean,
make what we can.
I personally hope you get to that number because uh just from an investment side, there's a lot of money going on here if you're uh if I'm doing my mental math right, because
Hmm.
you've got 1099 a month, right?
Hmm.
And and to make sure you're part of it, you're around for 36 months.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
And if you like and if you add in 100,000 people just off of Jump in 3 years, that's over $39 million.
Yeah, but then that's if we meet
That's an
that
if.
right.
That's
But see, and that's if we make 100,000 by the end of October, and of course, the number of people can still grow over time. But the timeline that we have for ourselves is that by the end of October, let's say we have 100,000 subscribers by the end of October. We go into pre-production in November
oof.
for everything. Local content. We get the Japanese animation studios going on the anime that we've got slated, between Robo Lobo, one I can't mention.
Robo
Um,
Lobo.
yeah,
Is there a pilot for that out?
no, there's just the one sheet for it. Like I said, everything that we have for the most part is either animatics that I can't share because
Okay.
there's an NDA on that one. Because
Okay.
that one's got like a 360 deal going with it when talking about like action figures, models, and
Oh,
everything. And
okay.
it's super dope. Super dope. But like we have animatics, we do have a trailer, we do have trailers for one anime that's coming in the second year, and that's the Scarlet Knight. Um,
Okay.
if you're a fan of King Arthur and the Knights of Justice, then
Yo,
you'll like
that was
how
my that was my John.
see
I
that's
am King Arthur, and we are the Knights of Justice. Yeah.
so yeah, there's an element of that in that. So
Okay.
I think I could send you. I think I've already posted that trailer. So there's parts of that in there, but yeah, we don't have a lot of content already produced yet because this is all conceptual till we get funded,
Okay.
you know. But yeah, everything that we've got planned out, like we have full like show bibles. We have we have two shows that before we started this round of investments, we have two shows that went to Amazon Prime for to be shopped off. Because if we sold those shows, we wouldn't need any investments. We would just get to get to going. But then the writer strike happened.
Yeah, I could.
And you see how things kind of got we had to like readjust because of what was happening with Hollywood itself.
Right.
And this is why we need to get away from traditional Hollywood because how should why should Hollywood itself stop independent free media and creativity? You know, so we are working through things in order to make sure that we get this thing done because again the timeline
Have
is
you?
by the end of October, 100,000 subscribers, pre-production throughout the month of November. We start shooting in December for the first episodes to drop on the app that's going to be available on your iPad, PlayStation, Roku, Amazon Fire, Comcast, whatever. It's all going to be available come January 1. That's when we're trying to drop stuff. So
Okay.
yeah,
What
we're,
when it?
we're not lasting. And that all goes back to the answer of what Black Sand, the difference between us and Black Sands,
Okay.
is
Yeah.
that again, they're putting out content that is their own, like from what I've seen of their IP, it's all about the comic book that they want to push, which is their own, right?
Okay.
That Egyptian based comic book. We have content that we'd want to push as well, but we're adding in so many people that
Okay.
actually reflect the community that you can't help but to say, oh, I'm actually getting the content that I want to see because these are the people that I already follow,
Mhm.
you know? And the way that Black Sands markets themselves is off-putting. If
I
I mean,
I wasn't gonna say anything about it, but you said something, and
it
it's
is. It's just like I wouldn't support that because I mean, whether it's for the culture or for not, I'm not going to support somebody that seemingly doesn't understand who his audience is. You
yeah.
know. Also, I'm not going to support someone when they talk all this game and they've been around for years and they get money, but then yet they don't produce anything for for their customers, for their shareholders. And they get a lot of excuses. They get a lot of gaffes. They speak out of turn. Like, where's the business acumen in order to keep people? I don't think he feels like he needs to because people keep supporting the dream. You
Mhm.
keep supporting the dream of having freedom to create something that is unapologetically black. Well, we're doing that, and we're doing that with the community that it reflects. And we're not asking for millions of dollars. We're asking for 1099 and then giving some of the company back to you. And then we're going to be paying you dividends when we hit these benchmarks. We're doing more for you already in concept than they have ever done in real life.
Oof. That's whew, wow.
So I just we the corporate line is Black Sands has an audience that is faithful and that is rigid.
Mm.
They would love us if they got a chance to see everything that we have to offer.
Okay. All right.
You know, there's a part, like I said, there's a part of me that feels like I want to radicalize people and put berets on your head so that you all can see and feel what it's like to move in a world that doesn't respect us, that doesn't see us.
You sound like you about to get us in the nation of domination.
I'm just saying, like, think about it. If we have a real opportunity to dispel the mentality of, crabs in a barrel, or that we support white-owned companies before we support ourselves.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like, I just posted a video on Instagram, and I said it without saying it, but the video that I posted yesterday was a clip of the new Castlevania Nocturne series
Right.
where Drolta was fighting Annette. I had never got it's rare that I get a reaction that I've gotten when it comes to the number of likes, shares, and comments, when in response to anything that I post. So the fact that these people that follow me are vibrating off of these two black women that are animated beautifully, that are strong, fighting each other with magic, vampires, like ridiculous, like alchemy type shit, right? This is and like it's this is what we want. That's what you want to see. Clearly, you vibe with it. You want to cosplay as these women. You can't wait to do that.
Side note,
And yet,
shout out to Adi Shankari. It's another fantastic project he's got out there. The new Castlevania series.
mhm,
Like this, like he he's a he I don't think he gets enough credit personally. I had to put
well,
that out there.
all I'm saying is, these are things that y'all want to see, and when you
Mhm.
do see it, you rock with it. Why do you trust or wait for Netflix to give it to you or Hulu to give it to you when you're an afterthought? When we are an afterthought, with Blerd Station, you are a forethought. That's all that we have you on our minds all the time. And yet you'd still pay $17.99 a month to wait 2-3 years just to get that feeling again. And you didn't get that feeling in the first 4 seasons of Castlevania, except for with Isaac, one black character. Hmm?
Hey, listen, that part of Europe, I don't expect too much melanin.
And that's the thing. Okay, so we're again, you're proving my point for me.
Yeah.
We're sitting here saying, like, yeah, why would we not take the opportunity to dispel the notions that the black dollar does not deserve to be in the black community, because it leaves the black community within 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Within 30 minutes, the black dollar leaves the black community. When everything that I'm trying to get y'all to see is that $10.99 a month goes right back into the black community, because we will also be going to black-owned comic book conventions and advertising there and helping people get their projects seen by having them audition, pitch, and even if they want to be voice actors, pitch for, audition for the anime that we have coming at black-owned comic book conventions. All right. So that means that you still had to pay for a badge at a black convention. That means you're helping the convention grow.
Right.
Like it all works. It all works to feed the community. And what we need y'all to do is just become a member, and you help the black community thrive in a way that we won't need traditional Hollywood, because we have our new black Hollywood.
Okay. Okay. I'll- I'm I'm liking it. It sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I
It
just
really.
got news that who was it? Rodney Barnes is going to do a video for us.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, shoot, that's great.
And also Ben Ramsey has shared some of our stuff.
Hey,
And who's he connected to? Oh, he's connected to Michael Jai White.
yeah. I'm about to
That is-
say that's that's White's camp. I th- I saw Michael Jai White maybe in the mid 2000s. He was doing a Shotokan demo.
Mm.
Yeah, fant-
Question.
guys.
So since this is like pre-recorded, you're gonna like edit this up, right?
Hmm.
Okay. Because now it seems like we have like a one-to-one conversation, as before I was speaking and then you would get the get the
Yeah,
audio.
but
It's like a
this is
car.
actually some of the stuff I like. Like
Okay.
it's I like to try and show as many angles of people I talk to.
Okay.
So like,
Yeah.
you're human.
Yeah. And I'm trying my best to not be vitriolic. To,
Listen,
no,
listen. It gets very wild here. So don't. You're okay. Trust me. You're fine.
good. Hmm.
About to say around this time last year we had a friend of the show on as a guest speaking on witchcraft because she was a practitioner. So and that
Okay.
episode ended up going like extra long. So look,
Mm,
any conversation is any and all types of conversations are welcome here. All right,
fair
so
enough.
last 5 songs you listened to.
Last 5 songs. Whatever
Mhm.
I heard on TikTok.
so
I
you
don't
so you,
even. I
so
don't
you
even.
heard
I
the
don't
jaw.
even.
Hello, Christ. I'm about to sin again.
No, I ain't heard that one. You
Ah,
know,
I love.
that's the
I ain't gonna
that's
lie.
the thing.
Them two ladies. Listen, even if you don't like the song, I gotta respect the marketing. They 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 hustling. Uh, okay though. So back to one of my first questions. Now adding it in, what are your top 5 comic movies?
Um. mm, uh. You gotta be in order, or just five.
Nah, they don't have to be in order.
All right. So we're gonna do Winter Soldier,
Mm,
um, Infinity War, and Endgame. Can that count as one?
yes.
Yeah, I think so too. I think so too. Um. So yeah, Winter Soldier, Infinity War, Endgame, um, Man of Steel. Uh,
Man still was good.
it's my favorite Superman movie because it's a movie where he punches people. So
Yeah.
yeah.
No, but that's fine because them old school Jones is like, yeah, he never really throws hands with anyone.
No. The Quest for Peace,
Oh
Superman
God.
4.
Ugh.
That was
You
so
don't want to count Wild Wild West, but you want to bring up Quest for Peace. Come
but
on.
that was the one, no, because that was the one that had Nuclear Man in it,
Oh God.
right? That was that one. So that was a Superman movie where he threw hands. So I'm not saying that's my favorite movie. I'm just saying, like, I rock with the Superman movies where he fights.
Somebody's getting
Other
punched.
right. I can't say, was it Superman Returns was the one where he like fought like a piece of real estate. Like the fuck? Like, I mean,
Yeah, he fought a piece of real estate, and at one point he was getting rolled on by like 3 dudes and Kumar.
yeah. See. Um, what else is
Okay.
there? I gotta say Master of the Universe. Um,
Yo, that's still
and
one of my favorite Dolph Lundgren movies.
yeah, because
Oh,
well, then there's a few. He's got a few between Rocky 4
of
and
of course you gotta have Rocky Four in there. You got
right.
to. Yeah,
But I
it's
mean, what else has he done?
but then you
Oh,
got
Universal Soldier, my guy.
yo first off when they let Dolph Lundgren play a crazy character, he always looks so off the wall. Like even in what the Expendables, the first Expendables movie, when he starts
hmm
like going off the wire, I'm like, yo, this dude's scary. I was like, it's bad enough he's carrying a shotgun in a scene that's so small, looks like a pistol.
No bullshit. No
And
bull.
then I remember the scene where the dude was talking trash and he like threw him to the bottom of his car and just started stepping on his face. I'm like, yo, can't fight somebody like that. You just got to tranquilize them and put them out in nature. But yeah, I do. Masters of the Universe was definitely one of my favorite movies growing up, and until the recent cartoon, that was the one time I always saw Skeletor as just menacing.
His that monologue by Frank Langella is, see, thing is, people have issues with like bad movies, but then yet there are the villains always
Yes,
seem to shine, between Frank
yes,
Langella or Raul Julia as Bison in Street Fighter. Like,
yo,
come on, like,
yo,
come on.
Raul Julius M. Bison. That's what yo. When it comes to chewing up the scenery, but doing it with such class and panache.
Hmm.
Ah, it was a Tuesday. Ah. Oh, so wait, for Blerd Station, who anyone I'm familiar with part of Blerd Station? I do believe I saw Blerd's Eye.
Yep. So yeah,
Okay, Blerd.
Blurred's Eye View.
Okay.
Yeah, we brought them in. Okay, so Blurred's Eye View is actually creating uh a nerd news network
Oh.
within Blurred Station. So it's called Blurred News Network, I believe, and BNN. So they'll be having a show that's going to at first run once a month, then it's going to move to twice a month, and then I think eventually they're going to transition to every week. I think that's the case. Excuse me. Then we've got I Speak 1906. He's creating content for us. He has like a whole like show going on. King Genty from TikTok as well. EB Ready. We are supposed to be working with King Lion as far as getting his book Flame made into an anime. So,
Okay.
we are, we're waiting on that to get going as far as promotion with him. There's another king that we are awaiting a meeting for before we can proudly say that he's a part of our thing. Um, who else is there? Snack
Ominous
Bandits.
laugh.
I mean, thing is, like, if you've been paying attention to who I work with and what's come out recently, then it just makes sense to just speculate as to what king I'm talking about. So I say that because I don't want to, like, I don't know how the deals are going to close or whatever, and I'm not directly involved with it, but I try my best to be optimistic, but it's coming. Hopefully he's coming. Um the Snack Bandits, Jarrell Patton, him and his daughter is known as the world's youngest makeup artist. She's been working on like the Walking Dead series, and she's 6 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, so like they have a zombie series coming called the Undead Horizon, and we have stuff that's coming. Like say Robo Lobo is original IP from KDS Entertainment and Blerd Station. Um, we have Wingless Comics involved with a lot of different stuff that we're doing. It's just I can't wait to talk about that because I can't wait to talk to you about that.
Okay.
It's just dope. It's just dope. But yeah, we have things coming. It's just a matter of getting everything funded. And you know, I know that it takes a lot of trust within the Black community, to get beyond the snake oil salesmen that have sold us a bridge before. But I wouldn't be a part of this unless it was for real. And people are like, well, who are you? I'm like, dog, like I'm one of the most vetted and individuals within the community. Like I've been here consistently for the last 6 years, making something happen every year for someone else other than myself. So yeah, if I'm on it, then it means that it's real.
You were recently in a project with King Vader, correct?
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I
Mm-hmm.
just saw. I just rewatched that, and I gotta admit, man, that spawn looks clean.
Oh yeah, it's a $4,000 suit that's sitting upstairs right
Yeah, I'm like that. Like, I mean, phew,
Yeah,
it's
that
mar-
was
like,
a. I am so glad that my dad like helped pay for that. He just dropped the money. He was like, you know, I believe in it. It seems like everything that my parents helped me with turns into gold one way or another. Like yeah, I did He-Man, yes, on my own, without any help. But when it comes to like that Hawkman suit was 3,800. The
oh yeah,
the
that.
Yeah, that put me in with Aldous Hodge and 9B Collective, and now 9B Collective and Aldous, and now they're involved in Blerd Station. you know, like it's just like things, just one domino after the next, just happened to fall because it was supposed to. You know.
I s- I remember seeing video of you in Times Square for the
hmm
Black Adam world premiere.
hmm
How was that experience for you?
It it's one of those things where you can say, only you can say that you had 8 to 10 foot tall or wide wings in gold in front of thousands of people doing a little dancey dance on a jumbotron. You know what I mean? Like New York Comic Con was like a week or two prior, and WB was shifting away from getting like influencers or cosplayers for their activations. And so myself and Eric Moran, we rolled up there. We knew what we were going to see the movie or just at least hang out, and we wouldn't cosplay, and we were the only cosplayers there. So therefore, Warner Brothers was excited to have us there, and like they asked us, could we hang around for the next 6 to 8 hours and take pictures with everybody that came through, and then they put us in like the little special box for when the celebrities came, and I had already had my rapport with Aldis, so that's why there's that video of me, dapping him up and we having that conversation, and you know, I gave him the I the flash drive for Blurred and Powerful, the pitch deck that I had for it, and like it's just
I love that you had it ready.
oh
That
yeah,
that I
yeah
that 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 was something I already heard, and I was just like, damn, he was not he was ready.
yeah because like I came with intentions. You know what I'm learning more and more in this community is that there are a lot of people who are afraid of me. The reason they're afraid of me is because when I speak with a certain level of conviction that they feel as if is rather aggressive. You know what I mean? And with all the media that we intake, why or how can anyone not be resolute in the positions that they're in or that they put themselves in? Like I just said the word conviction. The last time someone said the word conviction and it resonated with anybody was when Anakin was beating Ahsoka's ass. and he said to her, "You lack conviction." If you believe in these characters the way that you say that you do, why don't you move like them? Why don't you prepare to be someone like them? Why don't you have them as an example? You know, Everyone that I've ever emulated wanted to be where they wanted to be, and they made things happen while they were there. I if I can't say that I'm a student of all of this media and I don't enact the practices that they have set before me.
Mm,
That's contradictory. That's asinine. That's a waste of time.
mm. All right, shoot.
No, yeah, I know. I
No, I like it.
no, it's just like I
Don't,
speak with that
sir.
with that.
Do not apologize for for what you said or how you said it. It was delivered just the way it needed to be.
I hope because I speak and people think that I'm at an 11 online. Like they read my words. Like there's some things I post on Facebook or whatever, and they're like, damn, this nigga is always on something. And then like you meet me, I'm like at a 4. I'm like, well, I I say what I gotta say, and I mean it. That's when I'm in person or not. But you receive it as an 11 because it's difficult for you to receive words that are not wishy-washy as
Mhm.
anything other than aggressive, you know.
That's fair. Okay, here got another question for you.
Mhm.
What cosplays have you considered or what are on your horizon? Something that you've just been like, "Mm, maybe."
Captain Planet.
Ah!
uh
Are you gonna do
yeah,
your own rendition? Are you gonna bust out the classic look?
there is a there is a computer generated model that I have on my phone that I am
Oh man.
I'm going to. Can you hear me? Oh, something's
Yeah,
happening.
I can hear you.
Oh, yeah,
I hope
that's
it's
been
not
on my
the Don.
mind.
So it's not the Don Chill version.
No, 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 no. If I have the opportunity to have like real funds come in, then yeah, I'm gonna get some stuff done. Captain Planet, um, Judge Dredd. I want to be like I just want to
Ooh.
have I want to be my own judge. I don't want to be Dredd. I want to be Holt. You know what I mean?
No, it's not hard.
Um,
No, that's one of the things I would love to see one day, like a whole army of judges.
it's dope. I mean, like I can't decide whether I want to do the Carl Urban judge or the Sylvester Stallone one.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I like Carl Urban's because it's definitely plays closer to like a dark reality.
Yeah,
But Stallone's was just cream crisp. That eagle was looking strong.
right. You know,
And
because in my mind, every cosplay that I come up there's a specific theme that I have with every cosplay that I have, and the theme is overwhelming power. Okay, I don't. I've had nightmares as a child that I was hexed or there was some sort of spell, cast upon everyone that whatever you were wearing at the time was who and what personality you were going to have.
oh god, that
Um,
reminds me of a episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
that was the episode of Vampire or of
Yeah,
Buffy.
yeah, there was an
You know what?
episode
That was.
because
Um,
Willow was a ghost, and she died. So when the spell happened, she literally dropped dead, and her spirit was just walking around.
yeah, yeah. See, and thing is, I don't want to. In my mind, I don't want to be dressed as something or cosplay as something that would leave me at a disadvantage because this is like a multi-tiered or layered like nightmare for me because I hate Silent Hill, I hate Resident Evil, because I don't play video games to get bitched. I don't play video games to become someone's ragdoll. I didn't find my voice in video games until I was Dante in Devil May Cry. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like that first instance where I was able to swipe someone into the air and take out Ebony and Ivory and hold them up just by putting bullets in them or whatever. I was like, oh, this is what I'm supposed to be. And then here comes Kratos. You know what I mean? So like that's the thing. Like that's the thing with me. I will never want to play a game where I am at such a disadvantage. The only time I played a game that was at an extreme disadvantage was Dead Space. You know what I mean? And and even then I had to play that game with the lights on because fuck that. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
And yeah, no. Um, so yeah, I want to make sure that anything that I cosplay as has that level of like presence. So when you see Judge Dredd and the way that Stallone was wearing those football pads, you know what I mean? Like it was that chest piece was ridiculous. But he was wearing
I
just a
am
simple
the Lord.
yeah, he was just wearing just a simple ass bodysuit with just that big thing, right? But then yeah, you're right. Because as a former police officer, the car urban, side of things was definitely more tactical and utilitarian, and I could rock with that. You know, let's see. There was you said there was that. My boy and I mean, like we're doing well. We were going to do the Yautja. We have our we got which ones we're doing as far as which helmets, which designs we're doing already set apart. But someone said something stupid, so we had to shift plans, and now we're doing a cosplay as a group to shut someone's mouth down.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm not going to go into it because I'm not trying to put nobody on Front Street. There's no drama. There's nothing that needs
we'll
to be
talk
like
about that
reported.
after,
But
because
no, but
I have questions.
yeah, but we saw what someone said, and we were like, did this motherfucker really say this? All right, cool. But and then we started, then we pulled out these designs, and and yeah, I'll tell you what they are when we oh shit. Yeah,
But
because it's just yeah. So there's that one, and then I have always wanted, like, my dream cosplays are like my Destiny Titan, because I
ooh,
main a Titan on Destiny, so I've got a
okay.
few um suits or a few armor sets that I would love um to do. But yeah, for now, and then like there's Batman when Kawhi gets of age to do like Robin, I think. I
uh,
think.
that's
Uh
oh, you know, there was one character I saw. I was watching recently, and I definitely thought I was like, especially with the way your facial hair is built, it would definitely have be a good look.
what's that?
Um, Nightcrawler's father, Azazel.
Azazel. Uh I think I'm a little too thick, you know. I don't know.
Yeah,
He
if
he
you
he
if you
there
if you put on a black suit, no one will.
that, that's a wiry family. That's a wiry family. Check your Instagram real quick.
But what's your straight up dream cosplay? Like the one you're just like, all right, like I got to build up to this. I'm getting there, piece by piece.
Um, I don't really do things like that. You see what I'm saying right here
Okay,
on
hold on.
Instagram?
I'm about to taking a gander at it now.
But to answer your question, I've been like I said, I've been working on thinking about oh Enzo Matrix. You're kind of in shock there. Are you shocked for
Because you
what you
know
see
what?
on Instagram, or
No,
you had
no,
to think about it?
no. I know Enzo from the Matrix. I'm just
No, no,
I
no. Enzo Matrix
oh
from
Enzo
reboot
Matrix. Oh
from
shit.
reboot.
Reboot.
Yeah,
Yo.
yeah.
Now you just no. You need a dot, a bob,
Nah, you don't. I don't. I just need a gun. I just need a gun with a
a
with a
heck.
gold eye contact. That's what I need.
Got yo. Because I've seen a fantastic megabyte and a breathtaking hexadecimal,
I'm sure.
and that's oh man, damn. Oh shit.
Oh, you're looking at it now?
Yes.
Yeah. Someone said something, and we were like, bet.
Mm.
So there's
Well,
me and two other dudes. Me and two other dudes. We're on it.
well.
And like, I want you to think. Like your listeners are probably like, yo, what are they talking about? What are they talking about? Just to say that if I was to schedule a photo shoot for this, it would be near some waterfalls in a forest. You know what I mean? And we would be in those rocks. You know what I mean? Like that. That's where my mind is for this.
Mm, mm, mm.
Like that. That
But
would that would be that would be dope.
shit, hell yeah, that'd be dope. But right now we're just around the we're right around the end of our show today. And first and foremost, I want to thank Demetrius for coming on today. It's been an absolute treat
Thank
and
you. I
treasure.
appreciate the invitation.
And of course, the Amerime Media, our doors are always open if you ever want to stop by again. But in the meantime, please tell these folks where they can find you and where they can have the sign up for Blerd Station.
Well, you can go to blurredstation.com and just click on join us. You know, when you see the different options, if you don't know any of those influencers, you don't have to support them, but it would be nice if you just pick the name because your 1099, a piece of that would go to supporting their content, and that's what we're trying to do. Get black dollars going back to the black community in a creative way. You know, you can find me at um you can find me on Instagram at hellspawn_cosplay or um on TikTok at hellspawned. I try my best to I have a brand manager that's helping me out with Blurred and Powerful on Instagram. So she's doing a lot of work. She's trying to get that up to 10,000 while 10,000 followers while I'm working on promoting Blerd Station. So I definitely have a great team with me, not behind me, with me. And I just want to make sure that you all know that I am someone that is approachable, and you just have to use some common sense when you approach me. I'm sorry, if I'm just being honest with you, but
No,
like
no, no.
because I mean, some people really just don't think. But yeah, like
Also,
I am.
folks, the Blerd Station, the link will be in the description of the video.
I appreciate that.
Of course.
Yeah, we're we just that first 100,000 subscribers, y'all are getting stock and equity in a company that is planning on Blerd Station being the first station.
Mm,
And those extra channels that are coming from us once we get Blerd Station up and going and rolling, you all would get the dividends based on based on those stations as well. Because we're only doing this one time. So
okay.
think about that. Think about if you were at the beginning of Hulu or at the beginning of Netflix and you were able to get stock options within them and you just kept it and you would get paid. You would be
Mm,
millionaires within 2 to 3 years.
mm. Well, listen, you ain't got to sell me no more. I'm in. But I want to thank everyone for listening in today to the Marry Junkies podcast, especially for you folks out there on YouTube. A lot of you folks are watching, but some of you aren't subscribed. You know what's up with that? I don't. So you need to make sure you subscribe. And of course, to everyone who's listening to the podcast, we always appreciate you guys, especially you folks out there on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Amazon. We appreciate you guys. Keep on downloading. And if you have a comment, please don't be afraid to leave one. We do like to check them out when we can. This has been the American Junkies podcast, and we'll be seeing you guys next time. Please be well. We'll see you. Peace.
Evening.
Comic Boss, Brahim.
Did he ever come back?
Well, no, he's behind it because he's having some sort of camera issue on his end. So he's pretty much been watching.
Oh, okay. Oh shit. Gen V. Gotta start watching that.
Yeah, one of my buddies already said the first 3 episodes are up and it's
Mhm.
solid. I'm like, listen. The way they do their marketing for the boys on their YouTube channel is hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Yes, like it was a whole PSA about students having sex on campus.
Mhm.
Uh,
Mm. Huh.
but it was it's hilarious.
Let's see. You got me.